the increasing demand and lack of specialized hematology diagnostic services and clinics has led us to open a specialized hematology center in Dar es Salaam. And our center, SerenOx Africa, is specialized hematology clinic and diagnostic center. We will be seeing patients who have a wide array of hematological disorders, including anemias, bleeding and thrombotic disorders, hematological malignancies. We would also be performing bone marrow studies. And on the diagnostic side, we would be offering both basic hematology assay, including full blood picture studies, chemistries, and other basic hematology tests, including morphology, peripheral smear morphology studies. But also on the advanced side, we will be offering immunophenotyping through flow cytometry for hematological malignancies and other anemia such as PNH, but also we would be doing molecular studies that are currently not available in our country, including assays for leukemias, multiple myelomas, and other inherited disorders, including sickle cell anemia, which is very prevalent in our country.
SerenOx Africa has a multidisciplinary team, starting from hematologists who are the core specialists. So they can diagnose and they can manage blood disorders. But then we also have laboratory scientists, because hematology is a laboratory discipline and a lot of the diagnostics involve the lab. But we also have bioinformaticians, because one of the purposes of Seren is to be able to build molecular diagnostic capacity for blood disorders. So we need bioinformaticians because they can help us to interpret the data that is generated in the lab, particularly the molecular data, the DNA sequence data. But we also have researchers who are involved with generating research questions and building research, coming up with research projects that can be implemented, and also guiding experiments to be done in the lab. Because Seren, one of the good things about Seren is that it's also a research lab.
SerenOx Africa has a capacity to provide both basic and advanced molecular and non-molecular hematological tests. Basic hematological tests will provide a full blood picture test, clinical chemistry test, hormone tests, and coagulation test.
In terms of the advanced tests that SerenOx Lab is able to provide, we are able to provide next generation sequencing services for different disease conditions such as sickle cell disease and thalassemias, but also blood cancers such as leukemias, as well as the lymphomas. And in terms of the collaboration with other researchers, SerenOx, we're able to provide these sequencing services to researchers working on human diseases, especially hematological conditions, and we're able to sequence as well as provide data analysis services in terms of the bioinformatics analysis.
As a person living with sickle cell disease, I know the challenges that people face just to get diagnosed with the disease. So with SerenOx, we believe that it's going to be much helpful to people to get diagnosis early, but also this will help people get intervention early and start the treatment early, so that we can always live a happy life.
About 47% of people worldwide do not have access to diagnosis. As clinicians, we take an exam, we take a medical history, we listen to patients, but quite often we still don't know after that what's actually wrong with them. So we ask for laboratory tests or other tests, and then in some patients we even have to go further and ask for genetic testing. Increasingly, that's really important because we need to give the right treatment to the right patient at the right time, and that really requires to know exactly what's wrong with them. So that's really the aim of Saharan Africa, to deliver that piece of that diagnostic piece.
So SerenOx Africa is going to bring together universities, and by university I mean Oxford University and various universities in Tanzania. Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences has had a strong relationships with Oxford University. Now, SerenOx Africa is set to bring together scientists from Oxford University and Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences in addressing the common challenges that we have in this region, I mean in Tanzania and countries close by.
So from our perspective, SerenOx Africa is fulfilling a very important role in bridging the gap between routine diagnostic testing and precision diagnostic testing, and building specific skills into Tanzania so that we can expand the diagnostic capabilities of healthcare provided to all patients in the country.
So it's my pleasure to be here today at the launch of the SerenOx Lab. And I really welcome SerenOx here in Tanzania because I think that it will have a massive impact on patients with hematology and oncology conditions. That's patients with blood disorders and cancers in three main ways. The first is reliability and holding these companies and suppliers to account, because it's one of the big problems we have is access to essential consumables to run investigations. They've already made a big impact on that, and I really hope that they continue to do so.
This is about precision. This is about making sure that the right treatment is given to the patient at the right time, and to making sure that we can address all different levels and strata of the community in Tanzania, so that we open up the access and the capabilities for the technologies for the community here.